Okay, so today we're out trolling the new Ricky The Roach Inline. We're gonna try it here. It's late fall, but still quite warm in the water. It's around 10 degrees. We're gonna try trolling it on some open waters, some structures maybe. I'll start by releasing them around 35 feet. I checked and roughly they run around 3 meters deep. We're gonna try to keep a speed somewhere around 1.5, 1.7 knots. And we'll start like that. This is a super cool addition to our gigantic lure range. Now we have these really big trolling lures. And today we're gonna see if we can catch some pike on them. Nice. First strike. So typical here. We just came in over some structure. I was saying to Skinny here, do you think it's gonna work? Or are we gonna hit the rocks? And it worked. Oop, I need to start the trolling motor. It's a quite nice fish, dude. It's a big chance we're gonna get stuck with some other rods right now. Oops, yep, the outer rod. Oof. Nice fish. And one rod stuck in the bottom also. Always need some chaos. Super to start the morning with this fish. First bite today. And I'm not a huge fan of fog. I don't know. You guys watching, what's your thought about fog? Normally I don't like it. But what's your experience? Have you had any good fishing? Pike, perch, sander, when it's foggy? Please comment below. I always like to learn from other people's fishing. Man, they get hooked so well when you have this inline system. Oh, this was the 25 centimeter version. Nice. Let's take a look at her. Beauty. Beautiful fish, man. What a start. A super cool textbook example. We just came in over a super shallow area and it looked basically like we're gonna hit the bottom with all rods, but it was just so we could sneak over. And right now I have 35 feet of line behind the side planers, which makes them run on roughly 3 meters when you're fishing in around 1.5 knots. And just before the structure, this fish completely demolished Ricky The Roach Inline here in the 25 centimeter version. Now we're gonna release her. She's 108 centimeters. A super nice fish. First strike of the day. Hopefully the fog goes away soon so we can see something today also. It's a beautiful fish. Well, oh yeah, cute. Nice. Super start with the Ricky. A quick tip, if you want to be trolling large rubber lures like these, for me I've always been like a nylon guy when it comes to trolling, because it's like slow spring trolling with mainly platypus. They have a really good hookup percentage and I like to stretch. But for trolling now on fall fishing, I want that really direct contact to the lure, so braid is an absolute necessity. And for me, I've switched on all my reels to the W3 line. This is the Dutch orange color, 0.28. And you can get a spool with 1500 meters for it's really low price. It's super cheap, but it's still a Japanese 8 braid, and it's 32 weaves per inch, so it's very tightly woven. It has a great color. You can see the lines you can see them super good. And it's still an 8 braid. I love 8 braid lines. They're really good all round. So if you need a line for trolling, the W3 is extremely affordable and still a very high quality line. Oof. Nice. Doesn't feel that big. Oh. Whoop. They are so strong this time of year. He grabbed it. Definitely. This one is fat. Look how much he's been eating. Nice. Oh shit. Oof. Oof. We were just about to eat lunch, and then this one struck. Feels like a nice fish. No, it's just a little bit hooked on the side of the mouth. You're so strong now. Once again on a 25 centimeter version. Huh. Oof, now he's crazy. Still a nice fish. You can see, just started to bring out all the lunch gear here. Eric put down the camera and, well, you never know where they're gonna strike. This was just over 10 meters of water. Man, they are liking the Ricky. And a 25 centimeter. Very healthy fat fish. Super fat. Nice. Just hanging out here in the middle of nowhere. Whoop, 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 whoop. Bye-bye. Zoom. Man, there is something, me and Eric was talking about it before. Just like when you see the side planer, when you see the strike, when it just basically explodes and gets pulled back violently. There's something super triggering about that. It's just, even though you don't feel the strike, but it creates some sort of, hope and imagination. Just like you're ice fishing and you see the tip up go, or if you're fishing with a float and you see it dive. There is something about that little moment when you know you've connected with a fish, but you don't know how big it is or anything. But there's something special about it, and trolling is I love watching the side planers, and you see them just so cool. If you haven't tried it, you have to try it. So when it comes to trolling for predators, especially pike, sander, the W3 Predator trolling rod is just a perfect choice. They're not too pricey, so you can buy a couple of them, but the quality is super high, and these are specialized for trolling. They have a short back handle, which really makes it nice when they're sitting in the rod tubes. They have a cross section in the butt, so they also don't turn around, since many of the tubes have this cross section in the bottom, so they're quite still. And also when you have the short back handle, if you have the type of rod holder that mainly sits like this on the rod, then you don't have this super long back handle sticking into the boat, so you don't have like half of the room in the boat occupied by the rod. These rods are also nice. They have a lot of backbone, but they have quite the deep action, so you get a nice contact with the side planer because they keep flexing, but you have a lot of backbone, so you can set the hooks when you have the contact with the fish. So the W3 Predator trolling, super choice. Beautiful rods, like all our W3 range, a lot of bang for the buck. Yep. Nice. It was nice. We just went over a small shallow area. No, it was on the big one. On the fire tiger. Oh, look how fat she is. Look at her. She's super fat. Think about one of these in 125 centimeter long.
Promise. Promise not to you.
Oh. We're just talking about what a nice area we were passing by right now. And we're like, which rod will it strike? Eric, you thought the red light, yeah? It took 25 centimeters this time. Small one. Still fun. Perfect. Not as fat as the last one. Nice fish. Like a little roach. Still 25 centimeters. It's not a small lure. Nice pike. Whoop, he just wanted to go back. So the setup right now I'm using is quite simple. It's just 6 rod holders. I like the tube style because you basically don't need a bunch of rod butts sticking in, taking a lot of space in the boat. And I also use the same rod holders on my tiny boat that you saw in the last trolling video, which gives me a lot of space inside the boat. So I can just switch the rod holders from this boat to the other boat very simply. And to get down the right speed, because this boat, if you just put the gear in, it will run way too fast for this type of trolling. So I use 2 drift socks, one on each side in the front of the boat, and this also stabilizes the whole boat and makes it go like super straight in the water and not waving around so much. It will be waving around much more now in these big waves without them. And just to get down even lower in speed, I use the power poles and actually just lower them down, and they slow down the boat quite a lot. So even though it's not shallow water anchor spot out here, but can really use them. I also use them a lot for drift fishing, so really nice to have all this just to my advantage. And then I just use the Garmin Force trolling motor. I just put it on autopilot, but on a low gear, and I use the big engine just basically as power, and this one just for steering, and use the autopilot to control the boat. It's a nice setup, and I mean, trolling is for any boat, so you don't really need a lot of gear. If you have a big boat, you might need drift socks, but a smaller boat is just quite simple to do trolling. 6 side planers, and I'm super efficient. And also 6 Ricky The Roach Inline, of course. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, nice. Oh, nice fish. Oh, it looked bigger when you saw the head. Oh, decent fish. So the wind is picking up a lot. We fished the areas we wanted to try. So I think we're gonna call it a day. It was super fun getting out here, testing the new Ricky The Roach Inline. And I mean, there's gonna be a lot of situations when this big lure is gonna excel. I promise you. Super cool. They look so real. It's incredible. We even got the damages from the original roach that we used as a mold. You can even see the damages in the scales from it. That's how natural it is. Freaking beauty. Check them out and go have some fun.